Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordant and we are back to continue our playthrough of Tyranny. So right now I am in a wilderness area. I think this is because of a random like ambush event while traveling. I haven't played this game in a few days because I didn't have time for it, but that's what I think happened. And we are able, at least, to stealth for this ambush. We don't get attacked immediately. We have two enemies over here, two over there, and at least one up there. Deft Blade, Sentinel, Snapshot, Snapshot. I'm going to assume these guys are archers, based on the name. I don't think I can pre-buff here, because they're gonna spot me. Let me just test. I'm kind of curious about this.
That was.
No, it doesn't start a fight. Okay, so we can pre-buff. Okay, so I am gonna pre-buff because I know that if I don't, some people get upset with me in the comments. And I'm trying to get better at that. Remember, I'm still understanding how, or still trying to understand exactly how the system works. And some things might not be entirely obvious for me at the time. But yeah, since we can pre-buff here, I am going to do just that. And I am going to apply mirror image on my spellcasters here, because from what I've seen, I tend to save mirror image for later, because I expect that at some point I might want to give it to somebody else during the fight, but more often than not I need it on my spellcaster, so I might as well just start with this and be done with that. So on Bardic I want to start with Spectral Blur, and I think on Verse the same thing. Also something to be said about buffs here, and I want to thank Mr. Nathan Moore for giving me these comments as well. I was confused about certain buffs not stacking, and the way that works, if I understood this correctly, is if you have different buff spells with the same expression sigil, they do not stack. So for example, if I have Verse cast Titan's Touch on herself,
I will aid you.
She has the buff. But then, if I go for Spectral Blood, which I find more important, that's why I'm doing it in this order right now. If I go for Spectral Blur, it overrides my previous buff. And if I understood this correctly, it's because this is using the Sigil of Focused Intent as an expression, and my Spectral Blur is also using the Sigil of Focused Intent. So, same expression will override other spells of the same expression, and it doesn't matter if it's her self-casting or if somebody else casts it on her. It just does not stack. Another example of things that would stack is, again, if I had used Titan's Touch with this sigil, and then apply Surge of Glory, which has a different sigil, these will stack. So, important to be aware of this. Okay, so Spectral Blood on you, Spectral Blood on you. I also want to apply Haste on everybody. And I also want to buff us up with Surge of Glory. So I'll do this here. And you are gonna give us Haste. Now let me see here, because my Haste is using the Sigil of Guarded Form. Ah, okay, so they're different. I need to keep track of the sigils I'm using, otherwise I'm gonna cancel out my buffs. But yeah, so haste our party and buff our party with extra damage.
Will do.
Alright, let's get this on Bardic. And let's also have our buff here of renewal.
I'll take care of it.
There's something else I want to mention, by the way. This doesn't matter. Something else I want to mention, but I'm not really going to go into that right now, is I have been valuing, or possibly overvaluing, the power of recovery on my characters. And let's just talk about this a little bit. So character recovery, what this means is how long you have to wait between two different actions. So if we're thinking about, for example, spellcasting, I will have the cast time of the spell will go out, but before I can cast a second spell, I need to wait my recovery time here. So unlike what you have on, let's say, Baldur's Gate, where you have things working behind the scenes with different turns and rounds, and each round is 6 seconds, stuff like that, that doesn't exist in this game. And what you have is recovery, right? So if I cast a spell and I want to cast another spell, I need to wait my character recovery time before I can get my second spell off. So with the example of our character here, I cast one spell. Before I can cast my second spell, I need to wait 1.5 seconds. This is based on a base recovery time of 1 second, and then on your weapon and also on your armor. So I currently have an addition of 0.5 seconds from my weapon recovery time and 0.5 seconds from armor recovery time as well. I also am getting the buff from haste. In this case, lowering it to 1.5, where otherwise it would have been 2 seconds. Same thing applies for attacking, for example. That's why Barrick takes so long between attacks. He has one attack, and then he has to wait his whole recovery time, which is quite long, before he can attack again. Now, recovery is, in my opinion, very important in Pillars of Eternity. And the reason why that is, and I'm mostly focusing on spellcasters here, okay, for this discussion. In Pillars of Eternity, we have our entire spell book at our disposal, because the way that works is you have spells per rest, right? So if you have a spell book with 20 or 30 spells, whatever number that might be, if you need to, you can just dump them all out in quick sequence if the fight demands it. However, in this game, in Tyranny, we are restricted by cooldowns. So often I found myself with the quick recovery time, yes, I can burst out my spells in a quick succession, which is valuable, but I have been in several occasions kind of locked out of my spells because I dump out all of my spells, but then I have to wait for their recovery time, which means I'm either just walking around or I'm, well, comboing is not bad, but I'm either walking around using my combos or auto-attacking with my staff, which basically doesn't do much. So I think I need to reevaluate and run some tests on how the spellcasters would actually work with heavy armor. Even though that feels a little bit counterintuitive, I am actually thinking about how that would work. Because the other thing I've been told in comments is that the AI will always prioritize party members with the least defenses, which, you know, it makes sense. So in our case, I have 17 deflection, she has 34 deflection, Barik has only 2, but a lot of armor. But then we look at Lantry and he only has 10% deflection and a measly 2 armor here from our buffs. By default, he has 0 armor. So that's why he's always getting targeted before anybody else. So maybe Lantry with heavy armor could be an improvement. I'll test it out eventually, not gonna get into that right now. Another option which I think would make sense for Lantry specifically is giving him a shield. And I don't know if I have a shield right now. I should have saved one in hindsight. This is actually something that I tend to do with spellcasters in this type of game. But for some reason my brain was just like, if my character is using a two-handed staff, then Lantry also is. But he's not. He has one weapon, one hand free. But yeah, we'll check that one out later. So in this fight, I think I'm gonna move on these archers here first. I wonder if these guys will also join the fight or not. If they don't, it will make things much easier. If they do, well, we'll kill them after we kill the archers here. So let's position properly here. I want Barik moving in front, Verse beside him, and then the spellcasters go behind them. So you go here and you go there.
Me coming.
I do wish that moving in stealth would be a little bit faster, but, you know, it's fine. Let's move up. Okay, getting spotted. Perfect. So, you're gonna go in first. You're gonna grab this guy. I'm gonna send... Well, they're both archers, so it doesn't really matter too much if I engage them in melee or not. So I'll have Barik go for this guy. And then I'm also gonna have Verse here. Try to grave dig him, right? This prones the target, yep. So grave dig him. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep moving my spellcasters in the back. And the goal here is to burst this guy and then go for that one. I don't want to spread damage if possible.
Not happening.
What? Oh, okay. Okay, I did not expect that. I'll look at that later.
Look at that.
Okay, so he is... Wait. Why are you targeting Lantry? He's not visible. Okay. Okay. Just smack the guy. Or maybe let's try and taunt these two. Nah, low chances. Just attack him. And let's try and use a Gravedigger here on this guy. And just keep moving with you two.
Future corpse.
No, he's shooting him. Okay, good. But he's aiming there. I'm invisible, dude. What are you doing? I'm actually gonna wait for this auto attack to go off before I do anything. I want to see what it does. No, look. He's targeting him, but the arrow went for Barik. Okay, that's okay. Fine. Okay, let's see if we can kill this guy quickly, because I still don't know if those guys are coming in or not. I'm gonna use a Rhyme Spike here. You are gonna go for... I guess just go for a Quill Strike. You could even just stay hidden. That would not be horrible. Wait, where is your mirror image? Wait. Ah, I'm dumb. Yeah, okay. Okay, I have to be careful with this. Because mirror image is using Sigil of Guarded Form, which... No, this doesn't use it. Oh, but this does. Okay, my haste is cancelling out my mirror images. That sucks. Okay, well, learned something new.
I'm afraid not.
He's getting heavily damaged, good. I kind of want to finish him off quickly, but I also don't want to spend all my spells. I guess I can give you a touch of atrophy there. And you can actually do some damage also.
At once.
Okay, good. Let's go for a skewer here.
Not a problem, boss.
He's gonna shoot either me or Lantry. It's kind of fine. Keep shooting him. Good job. Almost dead. He's atrophied. Let's try and stun him. I'm guessing those guys are not joining the fight. Whoa. They are, after all. What was that? Rain of arrows. It bounced. You little bitch. So we have puncturing arrows, we have rain of arrows as well. Okay, well, learned something new as well. Let's maybe spread a little bit more to avoid that. Stun him. Okay. So with those two coming in, I'm gonna move Lantry a little bit further back. He actually just went through the area in order to target us both. Or again, or does it also just chain? It might chain. Okay, regardless, we killed him. I'm gonna have Barik go engage these guys here. I will have Verse go for him again, or as well. And I'm thinking if I wanna... kind of want to put these two together to make use of my healing wisps, which heals in AoE. But I'm afraid of this guy. Well, let's see if he gets stunned. Did not get stunned. Set him on fire. You, okay, everybody's going for Lantry as usual. Okay. So, it was my bad in terms of cancelling out my mirror images. So he will get targeted for sure. He did not get stunned. It might be a waste to do this when I can AoE a couple of those guys though. Yeah, go grab him. Healing Wisps here. What does this improved version do again? Heals the Fatebinder and nearby party members with a surge of restorative energy. The burst of energy is also great. Okay, haste. Okay, so if I need an AoE heal, I have it here. But it's gonna go down before this happens, for sure. Okay, engaged him, good. Oh, that's actually quite good. Keep at it. Let's do this. So actually move up here. Oh, come on. Don't leave him behind. Let me see. Can I... And I have a lot of stuff now. Mocks a target, removing a little spread of the dodge while they're taunting all nearby enemies and bolstering the party's armor. Okay, so can I do this and taunt him? And you will just stay here using healing wisps closer to my friend. Let's see if it works.
As you command.
Okay, burning. Keep smacking the guy. Iron Tolling takes a long time because of Barik's recovery time. Awesome. Might just cancel that one right now and do something else. I'll go for this guy here, perhaps. Okay, you try and heal still.
Sorry.
Just move closer for now. Okay, there goes the fireball. Now I'll go for the taunt. And taunt, I guess, this guy. It should be an AoE anyway, so hopefully that works out well. She killed somebody, so she's now attacking twice per turn. I have my healing wisps gone off, so heal further.
Ready?
Come on, Iron Tolling, please work. Oh, that was very good. Taunt, 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 taunt. That was very nice. Okay. So, I think I have a new ability here, a new combo ability from Barik and Verse for them being brothers and whatnot. This one, Arrow Storm. Okay, I want to test that one out. So let's move over here. And let's see, because she can act right now. I think I might just do this before I go for the combo. And I am gonna try and stun people. Like this. And Lantry is gonna fireball them all. Like that.
I'll take care of it.
Okay, so don't attack. Can I... Stop what you're doing. Okay, I'm just gonna cancel this heal, otherwise he's gonna act. And I don't want the recovery time to go off right now. So I just want the Arrow Storm here. Okay. Okay, stunned, stunned, stunned. Mage Fire and Frozen. Let's... Wait, he healed? How did he heal? Oh, the Restoring Touch actually went out. Oh, nice. Very nice. Let's trust this guy. Let's just do this as well. This is per encounter. Cool. she's shooting him. Oh! Dude, that's powerful. Man, that was very powerful. What the hell? Okay. Okay. I like that a lot. Let me see. How long are they taunted for? Oof, 12 seconds? Really? That's amazing. Okay, that's a very nice combo. Very, very nice combo. Okay, just smack somebody. Try and kill him. First, try and kill. You are just hitting this guy here. I might heal... Yeah, I'm gonna heal preemptively. Just to, you know, we're kind of wounded a little bit.
Await my signal.
That was very good. 54. That's a big heal as well from Lantry. Okay, these new combo abilities, they do a lot of work. They do a lot of work. Okay, so let's... You are still... I'm gonna atrophy you again. Or do I combo... I'm gonna combo this guy out, actually. Try and kill him off right now. And you smack this guy.
Can't do that.
Why do you have to go the long way around, woman? Dead. Awesome. Smack that one. He's weak. Proned. Punched. Killed. Perfect. Go skewer that guy. Rhyme. Oh, give me a second, please. Sorry about that. I am back. So, what was I doing exactly? I was gonna rhyme spike this guy. You are gonna skewer this guy. And Lantry, you just attack somebody. This fight's over.
Count on it.
I'm gonna turn off slow mode. They're actually dealing some decent damage on Bodic, but again, it's not enough to actually go through meaningfully enough. Okay, that guy died. Let's go for the rhyme spike here. Go for the gravedigger there, and you just attack. Kind of poor damage. Frozen though. Okay, debuffed. Dude, you are very resilient. Okay. Okay.
I'll take care of it.
And there we go. Okay, so this ambushed. We kind of ambushed our ambushers. Oh. I'll have to check that. Ooh, this... Okay, we caught some unique stuff here. Okay, so this is gonna be for you. I'm not sure exactly how good these gloves are. Oh, they're heavy armor as well. Only 0.5 armor. Plus 1.5 armor, more recovery, less deflection, less accuracy. Okay, but it did have some abilities. What is this? All damage increased at night, and 2 armor penetrated by attacks. Ah, that's very good. I don't like losing deflection nor accuracy, but armor penetration is something that I really, really need, I feel. Because the damage we're dealing with these weak damage weapons is really very, very low. If we look at the combat log even, let's see here. Yes, yeah, so like verse hits for 1, weapon ineffective. And the reason for this being... crit roll on 87. Yeah, we're dealing 10 damage versus 10 armor. So it's hard to go through that. So armor pen I think is something that I really want. So I'm gonna give you this. And we'll see how the loss of deflection and accuracy especially is gonna play out. Okay, but you can still have this one over here in case I change my mind. As for your bow... This is just better. Oh, but again, less armor pen. 5 armor pen less. What does explosive do again? On a crit deals... it's kind of whatever. But I like the armor pen. Still, you can keep that. And as for these gloves... We get some armor, but we lose deflection, we lose precision, we gain recovery. It's kind of... Okay. Before I forget, this needs to be changed. So right now I have Sigil of Guarded Form. And the reason why I have this is to... Yeah, to have the actual haste spell. This dazes and pushes. So I kind of really want to have the haste. Let me cancel that. Yeah, so I have haste. What is the other one? It's this one, right? That also has it. Yeah, I need mirror image. Kinda sucks if I have to pick between haste and mirror image. I think mirror image is better though. Sadly enough. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna try something out. That again, I know I'm mentioning the comments a lot here, but there were a lot of comments with helpful hints. And I want to try something out again, which is the Icicle Storm. This is from Mrs. Silverkiss, because from his experience, this spell does a lot of damage. But the time I tried it, it wasn't really very impressive. But I want to give it another go because I might be misjudging this. This costs me 40 lore, so this will give me. Let me see what I can do with this. Oh, I can also... I'd forgotten about this. It's a frost spell, so I can combine it with fire as well. I had forgotten about that. This makes it more interesting. Okay. This just increases the arc. I don't care about that. This increases damage, and this one increases accuracy, right? Yeah, I think I prefer the accuracy here. So go for the accuracy, and I cannot go for that one right now. Yeah, but I am going to assign this. For the time being, I'm going to assign it over haste. I'm thinking, because I can still give haste to somebody like, for example, Verse, who does not have mirror image, typically. She does have blur. So what? Would I take out Unravel Minds? It's an AoE stun. This is my weakest spell, I find, but I still want to level up my Atrophy, if possible. Okay, I'm gonna try taking out Unravel Minds. It does raw damage. It's so nice. But yeah, I'll take out Unravel Minds to try this out. But I have to But I have to change my haste. So I don't want Area of Effect. I mean, I can give it to both of them. Yeah, I guess I can. Oh, I can change the name, right? Okay, I'll keep it on AoE. That way I can still buff those two. It will still work on those two. Now, Verse. She has 45 lore. How much does mirror image cost? 60. Yeah, okay, we're a long way before we get there. Okay. So, land tree. We leveled up. I can give you additional wits. I can give you additional resolve. I think I'm also gonna just keep on giving you some more wits. Make your spells better. And over here, what we have? These are the ones I have. Correct. Additional spell slots. 2. Improve the lore skill greatly. His crits will weaken enemies. Or it's the party's disease inspiring his allies and instilling terror in the hearts of enemies. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna choose this on the next episode. I don't want to spend too much time just reading stuff here. So for now, let's just move on. Chalcedony. Think that's just for selling. Same thing over here.
Quiet down.
Any hidden stuff here? No. A little bit of an underwhelming area. I know it's just a random ambush, but I would still like to get some cool stuff out of this. Well, that's useful.
Ugh, what did my spine is made of iron?
Okay, you take that. This could go there. Okay, so let's find out where we were going. Oh, I'm still here. I'm confused. Where was I going? Okay, let me just check in the previous video where I was going, just so I don't change my mind. But I think I was going to the Bastard City. And I am back. Yeah, I just confirmed we were going to the Bastard City, into Tunon's court. So let's keep doing that. It's good to be able to play without having to worry about a time limit. Oh, nice, level up. Quest updated the voice of Kairos. Each party member gains 150 experience divided among their skills. So if we look at our voice of Kairos, travel to Tunon's court. Tunon's court is in session. Approach him and tell him what happened at Vindrin's well. Petition Tunon on Barik's behalf as well. Okay, just quick save this. Done, okay. Lady Lucretius. This well-dressed older woman stands apart from the milling crowds of nobles. She stares off into the distance, oblivious to your approach until you're right in front of her. Oh, greetings, she offers a reserved smile. Anna Lucretius, formerly of Tisselholm. You have the look of someone who belongs here. A fate binder, no doubt. She nods. Do you need something from me? What are all these nobles doing in Tunon's court? She smirks and shakes her head. Trying to look brave, I warrant, but if you crane an ear to any of their conversations, you'll hear a different tale. 3 years since Tunon set up shop in the Bastard City. We're still getting used to our new masters and figuring out what we can do, or what we can and can't ask of them. She nods the assembled nobles. These are smart, ring-plenty folk. The way they approach Tunon, you'd think they were raised under a tyrant's lash. Speaking of which, I also had some comments talking about I should save up 100 gold for the end of Act 1. I still haven't really seen where I want to use it, but I'm guessing I'm gonna find out soon, I hope. Some have come to settle a grievance, others to pledge fealty. I've been standing around long enough to know that the adjudicator doesn't care for empty gestures. How has the Bastard City fared since the conquest? The armies claimed the city in a quieter, more organized manner than I might have expected. I can credit them that much, to be sure. Kairos' forces made short work of our local mages. I never approved of the School of Wild Wrath, but at least they were ours to control. I am not sure that the blood chanters I see on patrol are a better alternative. We've suffered our share of hardships, but it seems that Kairos wants us alive. That's a more generous outcome than some of us were led to believe. What brings a noble like yourself to Tunon's court? A frown cracks her pleasant demeanor. Like the rest of the frightened inbreds here, I came to see Tunon and ask him to right a wrong. My manor was destroyed during the conquest. I told the adjudicator my woes, but we didn't exactly see eye to eye. Tell me of yourself. I'm the daughter of a noble house. We were wealthy enough to live in the city, but our means beyond that were limited. My mother dealt in fish, textiles, and bronze. By the time I inherited, the business was taking care of itself. She sighs. Of course, all that has changed. Thistleholm is no more, and my name has none of its former weight. Even if we were still in business, Kairos' laws would stifle our trading rights. Perhaps it's better this way. Among other things, Kairos' laws of quota and sharing meticulously regulates tradable goods. Permits are issued to deserving merchants on an annual basis, but their allowances circulate by a design known only to Kairos and Tunon. A former wool peddler may be restricted to selling only copper, and the subsequent year trade fresh vegetables. It's kind of strange. What is Thistleholm? A great sigh deflates her. It was my family's ancestral hall. The oldest stones dated back to the years where the bastard city was naught but a dozen roofs and wagons clustering for warmth. Compared to the houses of the Great Lord, it was nothing special. Age had softened the wood, and its queer placement in the warehouse district set it apart from the finer grounds where lords and ladies strolled for amusement. It was a mess, but our mess all the same. I would invite you over for tea, something stronger even, but it would only disappoint. You'll find naught there but a gaping hole. What happened? Collateral damage happened. When the adjudicator cast his judgment on the bastard city, he destroyed the districts of the corrupt merchant kings, their manors, their counting houses, and yes, their warehouses. Age, dignified Thistleholm collapsed as a massive sinkhole opened under her foundation. The bastard city's laws may not have been perfect by Kairos' standards, but my family followed them with respect and never took a copper ring more than we deserved. I can't help but feel that my estate was not the criminal Tunon had in mind during this sentencing. So what are you going to do next? That's a question, isn't it? I appealed to the adjudicator, thinking he would see reason. After considering my case for all of 8 seconds, he awarded me a belt of rings and a plot of land on the outskirts of the city. Tunon told me to build anew and start farming. Farming! Can you believe that? She shakes her head. It's not even that I'm opposed to the labor, but we're in a war. I can't have the scarlet chorus breathing down my neck, raiding my crops, and Kairos knows what else. Tunon's word is Kairos' law, whether you think it fair or not. Kairos' laws are made to serve the masses, not the individual. Okay. Stop pointing to your rings, it is done. Scarlet chorus are dogs, especially with his ring to higher protection. I'll go for this one first. His laws are made to serve the masses, not the individual. I gain favor with Tunon. I can appreciate that, especially when there's suffering or corruption on a grand scale. It all makes sense on parchment, doesn't it? She glanced to the left and right with unease. I come from a long line of smart, ring-savvy merchants, but even I can't reconcile Tunon's justice with Kairos' law. There's something wrong about it all. Maybe Tunon knows something I don't, or maybe she trails off shaking her head in doubt. What do you mean? People come here for justice. They usually get a version of it, but it's Tunon's version, not theirs. Half the time they don't even get what they wanted out of a ruling in their favor. She shakes her head. The deed to a farm, for instance. Not to put my own ignorance on display, but if more people knew how Kairos' laws worked, they might not come here seeking a ruling at all, even a fair one. Tunon is a servant of law, but he's the overlord's vassal as much as any of us. Sometimes it seems like he uses his position to twist everything in the Empire's favor. We're just pieces on a board, and he can move us wherever the law justifies as we stand. That doesn't sound, well, legal. Okay. Tunon isn't one to his mind, unfair as it might seem, the ruling stands. Ooh, subterfuge. You should know better than to speak ill of the adjudicator in my presence. I can only endeavor to bring one... Fascinating. Now, how much of my silence worth to you, ungrateful? Do I want to be mean and take some money and level up subterfuge? I'm such a sellout for skill level ups, god damn it. I'll do this. Screw it. I'm playing as evil anyway, so... We gain 12 skill. She blinks. Excuse me? If you show contempt for Tunon's justice... Oh, second. I am back. If you show contempt for Tunon's justice, you can pay up now or in a labor camp. God damn. Okay, I can be a nice person. I was just kidding. Back to my previous questions. I feel like she was gonna tell us something more. I guess I might have killed that conversation by going that way. Oh well. Okay, farewell. What is
Graven
this?
Ash protects.
Any petitioners that displeased Tunon would meet their fate. In the pits below the court. Okay. This reminds me of an area of Game of Thrones, doesn't it? Where they would also cast people down into a pit. Such a nice show starting out and then completely ruined at the end. Tunon. Oh, Fate Binders as well. Ooh, there's gonna be a mess here, isn't there? The Scarlet Corson is favored. Okay, before we go there, let me just check the surroundings here. Okay. Feel like we're gonna have to take sides here as usual. It would also seem like this would open up at some point. Because there's a thing over there. Oh, I can just click it. The ornament at the top of the throne resembles Tunon's mask. It always seems to meet your gaze regardless of where you are standing. Okay. Quick save. Alright, let's see how this goes.
You call yourselves officers of Kairos' army, but your conduct falls short of my expectations. The court finds your accounts of Vendrian's well lacking, rife with misdirection and fallacy, fouled with baseless accusation.
His voice is also familiar to me, even though it's much deeper in here. The shadows beneath Tunon's cloak darken and flare around him. Murmurs of unease erupt in the court. Let's just listen. Your Honor, this is Albatronus from the server speaking. I have relayed the events as I experienced them. You can well imagine why my version conflicts with his. She makes a dismissive gesture to Scarlet Court's representative. On my honor, and on that of the Great General, I would sooner snap my sword than perjure myself before you, Archon. Oh, this is Blood Mulch from the Scarlet Chorus. Kinda looks like Minsk. Oh, so you imply that falsehood comes easier to my lips than yours? You're a fool if you believe the Archon of Justice won't see through your lies because his favor think themselves better than an honest gang.
Silence. The contradictions in your statements will be examined, and falsities threshed from truths. If we find you have perjured yourselves, Blood and Mark will see to your fate.
The Archon turned and you feel his gaze upon you. So what is this again? I remember this name. Is Kairos' knife in the shadows, the unseen drop of poison that enforced the Overlord's will. He reports to the Adjudicator, serving in his capacity as a final word to those who hold Kairos' law in contempt. Few know the origin of the Archon of Shadows or how Kairos maintains a hold on him. Those who anger the Archon never live long past sunset.
Fatebinder, we will start with the matter of the Archons. Graven Ash and the Voices of Nerat have declared war upon each other. In addition to violating Kairos' peace, they have thrown the conquest of the Tears into disarray. By all accounts, these hostilities began shortly after your arrival. Tell us what transpired.
Okay. The Archons could not agree on who should lead the siege and descend into accusations of treachery. It seemed a mutual spat. The Archons have been on different minds since the start of this war. Let's start with this one.
Your perspective is appreciated, but the dispositions of the two Archons are already a matter of record.
Okay, so he knows about that.
The subjects of Kairos have drawn blood from each other, a cardinal crime. Something happened at Vendrian's well to trigger this feud.
Okay, then yeah, the Archons could not agree on who should lead the siege and descend into accusations of treachery. It seemed a mutual spat. The disfavored were more deserving of the honor. Our tactics and training outmatched the Vendrian Guard at every turn. What balderdash! The disfavored couldn't tip over a straw hut if they had a week to strategize. Our howling mob was better equipped to overwhelm the Vendrian Guard. Our recruits were ready to throw themselves at the enemy if only Ash and his legion would agree to a plan.
The Fatebinder presents testimony. I warn you both against speaking out of turn. Something more than a mere disagreement unraveled this campaign. But I will return to that in time.
I like him.
Let us speak of Ascension Hall. The disfavored sing your praises across the realm, though the Scarlet Chorus appeal for charges of treason. Perhaps you can offer a more enlightened account.
Why would they appeal for charges of treason? This is what we took recently from the leaders of Indrian's Guard, right? Yeah. I can lie and set Cecil with my own cunning, employing a small group of the favored as distraction. No, I can Cecil with a small unit of this favored, yep.
An efficient solution. The type I would expect from a capable agent. Tell me though, with the edict looming overhead and death the price of failure, why not employ the numerical advantage of the Scarlet Chorus?
The voices of Narat provoked Ash at every turn. I suspect treachery. I wouldn't go that far. I just think they were kind of... how do I describe it? They're kind of reckless, and I don't like just throwing piles of bodies against a wall to get over the wall. It doesn't seem very effective. The siege called for tactics and planning, not raw numbers. For a long while, the Judicator hovers in silence, shadows trailing from below his robes.
I will consider this testimony at length. The court thanks you for it. Is there anything you wish to add at this time?
This feels very bare, doesn't it? So much, or at least I feel like so much happened during that first portion of the game with both armies, and we only get to say this? Feels a little bit undone. I have told you all that I know.
Your testimony is accepted by the court. The statements of our guests raise questions in my mind. There is much about this campaign that has caused me to wonder. A shipment of iron weapons was short on arrival. Where coveted iron is concerned, I don't believe it to be a clerical error. One of my agents recovered this seal in Echo Call. It belongs to a merchant collective. Lethian's Crossing is teeming with their kind. If you would root out treachery, I would advise starting there.
Sounds like a quest.
Petitioners, leave us. I would have a private audience with the Fatebinder. Ascend and join me. You will find the way opened.
Oh ho ho. Ooh, he just puffs away. And we got some more experience, nice. Okay. Can I speak to them though? Quick save. I can. Fatebinder Kallio. Cordant, I see you've returned to the fold. Your exploits in Vendrian's Well are the matter of some discussion. The Fatebinder of Balance regards you with a discerning eye, and for a moment you feel as if she is trying to peer into the very depths of your mind. What can I do for you? Kallio touches a gentle hand to your shoulder. Has anything happened while I was away? Nunoval was dispatched to Stalwart to break the stalemate between the locals and the disfavored. He proclaimed Kairos' edict of storms, shattering the country with winds unending. You seem to know much of my actions. Have you been spying on me? Don't act so surprised. It's my duty to ensure that those who operate under the Adjudicator's name adhere to the spirit of his law, if not the very letter. Of course, I have nothing to hide. So you say, but I have to weigh all evidence presented before me with an objective eye. Assume you are being watched, Fatebinder, but don't concern yourself. That's no more than any citizen of the Empire can expect. How have you occupied your time in the Bastard City? Tunon sends me on assignments here and there. I settle disputes between the locals when the Judicator is otherwise occupied. She smirks. Everything from trade disagreements to pushing chorus squatters out of basements. Real rewarding work. She waves it off. The glory of war is not an honor reserved for the likes of us. We're the fish swimming in Tunon's wake, picking up scraps along the way. We're rather large and imposing compared to the bottom feeders of the tiers, but fish all the same. I'd like to know more about Tunon. And yes, she is affiliated with Tunon. Okay. Tunon is our overlord's fair and exacting adjudicator. He speaks with the voice of Kairos' law, and his word is judgment. All of this and more you can learn by asking him yourself. Go on, or does he intimidate you still? She chuckles softly. I jest, of course. I have some concerns about war. You are free to share them in my confidence. She leans in closer. We cannot crush the opposition with such weak efforts. We are too lenient. Bloodshed and brutality reign supreme. Peace cannot follow such cruelty. Our armies squabble at each other's throats. Divided we cannot win. One sec. Okay. I'm gonna go for this one, I think. Bloodshed and brutality reign supreme. Peace cannot follow such cruelty. Such is the price of conquest. We will bring order to a land ruled by greed and corruption. When we've shown them the true way of Kairos, the masses will weep their gratitude and beg for our favor. She nods the assembled nobles in the entry hall. It has already begun. What about this one? Our armies squabble each other's throats, divide we cannot win. I'm less concerned about the armies than the Archons themselves. There can be no order when mountains collide. Who do you see as champion? Again, I have been kind of siding with the disfavored the entire time. I'm gonna keep going for it. The disfavored. Our elite troops will bring us to victory. There is wisdom beyond your reasoning. Wars are won through cunning, strategy, and strength. The disfavored are outmatched only in number on the battlefield. Considering their opposition, Ash and his soldiers more than make up the difference. Okay, farewell. So what about you? Nunoval. Tunon favor 1. Ah, Cordampt. You return, unscathed and more acclaimed than ever, as seems to be your way. The Fatebinder of War claps you good-naturedly and with excessive strength on the back. Come, you must regale me with all of that your journey has held. I could use a moment of respite between friends. He regards with a warm, boisterous smile. Okay, so... She is the Fatebinder of Balance, he is of War. What am I? Of Justice? Of something? We gained favor. Word has reached me regarding your negotiation tactics at Apex. I must admit, I'm impressed you made any headway with the Southern wretches. If they are open to reason, it would seem they aren't as ignorant as the Archon of War would have us believe. Come, let us speak freely. How were you singled out to become a Fatebinder? I cannot speak for the other Fatebinders, but I joined the court when I was still a young boy and impetuous beyond reason. I had been imprisoned with a death sentence for the crime of desecrating corpses. Ugh. He laughs hard and hearty. It was nothing so exciting as you're no doubt imagining. I was merely burning corpses that awaited burial. Okay. Before the local authority could see me to the gallows, the educator claimed me as a great talent waiting to be realized, needing only to be steered. Why burn the bodies? Corpses piling in the streets spread plague faster than the filthiest of rats. I was but 10 and a weak fighter. I did what I could for my homeland. Honorable. Why was it a crime? There was a time when even the Northmen were of superstitious stock, a time before Kairos brought reason to the realms. The people of my city believed that, without proper rites, I was cheating our fallen warriors from returning to the land. Okay, it's a good thing he spared you. As I have said, you can saw within me something of rare value, as is true for us all. You as well were chosen for our great court, for which I am grateful. As the Fatebinder of War, I rely heavily on your talents. I'm curious about Tunon's masks. They can be rather unsettling, can't they? Even to one such as me, but I can assure you, the innocent need not fear that objective, emotionless gaze. What of the Adjudicator's masks specifically would you like to know? Oh, he has several of them. I want to know about Silent Face. The Silent Face is the face that Tunon shows to us now, and for that we are fortunate beyond belief. The Silent Face is a patient face, a face for listening as Tunon presides over all matters brought to the court, taking great pains to ensure all sides of an issue are heard. What about the Face of Resolve? Tunon's last known donning of the Face of Resolve was the moment he judged and called ruin to half the districts in the Bastard City. Since then, he has ruled our northern tier justly, calmly, and with efficient diplomacy. And the face that is no more. Tunon is said to have worn a third mask in aeons past. I have heard rumor that the faces pleased Kairos and thus was destroyed, as happens to all persons and objects that please our overlord. Have you ever seen Tunon change his masks? In the way that you or I would change our raiment? No, not as such. And yet I have seen the masks shift. They switch without Adjudicator or anyone so much as laying a hand on them. So it's kind of similar to what the Voices of Nerat do. It's not something you can watch unfold. After a time, you immediately realize it has already happened. There is work enough for the court that we shouldn't occupy ourselves wondering over mysteries. Alright? Could you remind me of the history and origin of the Fatebinders? The seasoned warrior rubs a finger against the line of stubble along his cheek. We are a relatively young order, though we have spent these past 2 centuries. While the Voices of Nerat and Graven Ash need armies to execute their will, Tunon wields but a modest court of vassals. We exist as the extension of his law. There is no place in all of Taratus beyond our judgment. Tell me more about Kairos' armies, our allies. Ah, yes. With friends like these, our work is often self-explanatory. Were you asking about Scarlet Chorus or the Disfavored? Let's start with the Chorus. Scarlet Chorus soldiers hail from every corner of every realm. As the chorus marches, it conscripts... Okay, we know all this, right? But the chorus has numbers, and brute force is almost always a viable solution, much as Roguenbauld insists otherwise. Besides, Scarlet Chorus draws strength from the multitudes it swallows. Its bloodshedders have taken knowledge from various tedious mystics, and many of the chorus's best soldiers were grown here in the south. Can I talk to them and still get my magic reward from early in the game? I doubt it, right? Since we betrayed them. Disfavored are a tip, blah blah blah. Yeah, we know that. We have no equals in open battle, disfavored. The Legion has a saying, Raven Ash protects, and it's no empty boast. The Archon of War is able to lend his will and strength to his soldiers and give them endurance beyond human limits. I have great respect for the disfavored, but I know where I stand with them. They are a very close-knit band, all of them from northern families, many of them related to each other. None of all sizes smile wistful. But considering our role in the great hierarchy, I can't fault Eternal Ash for being selective. So, something that was also discussed in the comments regarding my allegiances and my preferences. I've mentioned from the start I was thinking about siding with the chorus, with the disfavored, because I preferred the approach of the disfavored over the ones we got from Scarlet Chorus. But in reality, as people have pointed out, these are just armies. These are basically tools. They're not something I should be siding with, because my side is the Fatebinders. It's Tunon, which kind of seems like a lawful neutral type of situation here. But, you know, since I started talking about siding with the disfavored, if I have the option as we go through the game of picking between disfavored or Scarlet Chorus, I'm gonna go for the disfavored. But if there comes a point where I have to choose perhaps between the Fatebinders and the disfavored, maybe I'll go for the Fatebinders. Remains to be seen if that's even an option. Okay, so farewell. And I kind of wanted to complete the conversation with Roguenbauld as well, but we're kind of near the end of the episode. I'm gonna leave Fatebinder Roguenbauld here as well as Tunon for the next episode. Dude, look at his stats. Look at his magic resistance. 249. Jesus. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna check that one out later. Interesting place. At least we started this episode with some combat. To not just have 3 episodes of just talking. It's kind of a bit too much. But yeah, we're gonna start the next episode by going over this guy, going over Tunon, and then also going over the level ups of both my character as well as Landry. And see what options we have here. I think I have some cool stuff with my character at least. Oh, no I don't. Yes, I do. I can pick this, I think. Yes! All of the spell slots. Yes, yes, yes. It's a +2. I wonder if this +4 is +4 in the sense of, you know, 2 + 2, or if we get +6 out of all of this. I'm hoping for +6, but yeah, we'll see. Regardless, thank you so much, my friends, for being here with me in the channel, watching some Tyranny. I hope you guys are enjoying the journey. Questions, suggestions, anything at all, as always, leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more. Many more videos coming out soon, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, everyone.